came up with the me bounce thing, y'all ate that up. Because rebounds, me bounce, creep bounce, key bounce, C bounce, C bounce, anything that comes off that board, it's mine. It's mine.
So, the attitude here seems to be it's mine, like she owns the place. But demanding a complete roster overhaul and publicly trashing your teammates while simultaneously skipping games to go sell sneakers? Yeah, that strategy has finally backfired for someone in a major way. Angel Reese just learned the hard way that the Chicago Sky front office doesn't value her personal brand nearly as much as she values it herself. And honestly, that realization has left her looking absolutely broke in the influence department.
Broke. Angel Reese plans on remaining with the Chicago Sky after Rocky in the 2025. You may be like, Rocky, question mark? Yeah, you don't remember? She threw all of her teammates under the bus and then ran the bus over them. In that interview that came out, I think it was the Chicago Sun-Times. And her teammates, nah, they wasn't having it.
The franchise just sent a massive, undeniable message to the entire league by officially naming Camila Cardoso as their Player of the Year. This isn't just an award, it's the ultimate reality check for a player who walked around thinking she was completely untouchable. This move reveals everything you need to know about Reese's true value to the organization right now, and it suggests that her future in Chicago might be a whole lot shorter than anyone ever expected. The Barbie brand is finally hitting a brick wall of professional reality.
She may not want to come back, or maybe she's decided I want to come back, but do the Chicago Sky actually want her back?
Now I have to ask you guys the big question. Do you think the Chicago Sky should actually trade Angel Reese after everything that has happened this season? I want to hear your thoughts, so let us know down in the comments below, because let's be real, it is officially looking spooky in Chicago right now. And here is what makes this situation so unique. For once, the drama isn't about a missed layup in the fourth quarter or a technical foul on the court. The Chicago Sky finally stopped playing nice with the egos and decided to tell the world who they actually value when the chips are down. They made a statement loud and clear when they named Camila Cardoso their Player of the Year.
So you see this right here. Camila Cardoso was named the Magellan Player of the Year. Chicago Sky. So she was named the Player of the Year right here for the Chicago Sky. Right? 15 times Chicago Sky Player of the Game. All right, 6 times Chicago Sky Player of the Week. 2-time Chicago Sky Player of the Month. I love this particular statistic. 40 games played. Woo! A lot can be taken from the 40 games played statistic, right? Because let's be honest, here's Angel. 30 games played.
You really need to let that sink in for a second and think about the implications. While Angel Reese was busy building a brand, chasing endorsements, and calling herself the Barbie, the Sky management looked at the actual on-court production and decided Cardoso was the real deal. We're talking about a resume that includes 40 games played, 15 times being named Player of the Game, 6 times Player of the Week, and 2 times Player of the Month. Cardoso simply showed up, did her job every single night, and didn't feel the need to broadcast every single internal thought to the media like her career was a reality show. She kept her head down and balled out, while the other side was all about the noise. And looking at the contrast now, it looks bad.
It's very possible the Chicago Sky front office was questioning the injury themselves. Would they admit that? Of course, never. Well, Rhodes, are you saying that Angel wasn't hurt? No. I'm just saying maybe they gave it the fuzzy eyeball just a little bit. In light of the fact that the team was bad, second year in a row, precedent from the rookie year and unrivaled of just stopping, not playing anymore. And then it happens yet again.
Compare that 40-game grind to just 30 games played on the other side. The timing of this announcement is just delicious, isn't it? It comes right after Angel Reese decided to go on a press tour with the Chicago Tribune to explain exactly why her current teammates simply aren't good enough for a player of her caliber. She literally told reporters that getting good players and great players was non-negotiable for her future with the team. Just imagine being in that locker room for a second. You're a professional athlete, you've put in years of blood and sweat in this league, and a player who hasn't even mastered a consistent jump shot yet is telling the world that you're a settle and that the roster needs a complete overhaul.
Some of it was warranted. She did quit on them. She did refuse to go in games. Hey, I'm just saying. She just kind of played them when she said, oh, I guess I got to go back because I'm under contract. Like, she don't want to be there.
Reese directly attacked the quality of her current teammates in the most public way possible, which sends a crystal clear message to every single player in that locker room that she considers them inadequate and replaceable. And let's talk about the absolute disrespect shown toward the veterans on this squad. Courtney Vanderloot is a certified legend in this game. She's a 2-time champion, a 5-time All-Star, and someone who actually knows exactly what it takes to win at the highest level. Yet Reese had the nerve to say the team can't rely on Courtney anymore because of her age and reliability. Vanderloot had to actually come out and defend herself publicly, reminding everyone that her age is not a factor and that she's coming back better than ever. When you have respected veterans firing back at you in the media, you haven't just lost the locker room, you've effectively set it on fire. The crazy part is that the front office had already bent over backwards to help Reese succeed from day one. She didn't just hint at it vaguely or beat around the bush. She was about as subtle as a sledgehammer to the face. She claimed she absolutely wouldn't settle for the same results we saw this year, and basically positioned herself as the shadow general manager, openly saying she would help attract top talent to Chicago, as if she's the one running the show. The ego required to say that out loud to the press is honestly impressive in the worst way possible. It's one thing to want to win and be competitive. It's an entirely different thing to publicly tell your coworkers that they are the reason you're losing, all while you are personally leading the league in turnovers. They traded for players like Ariel Atkins specifically to give her the kind of veteran presence she claimed she wanted. They gave up draft picks and made serious roster moves with Reese's development in mind. Yet there she was, publicly complaining that all their efforts still weren't enough. The organization invested heavily in her vision for the team, and she repaid them by telling the world that their best efforts still weren't good enough for her standards. Vanderloot's response showed the massive difference between real leadership and entitled demands. She defended not just herself, but the entire roster's work ethic and dedication without ever even needing to directly name Reese. So you have to wonder how many players are going to listen to what Angel Reese had to say about a legend like Courtney Vanderloot? How many players are going to listen to what Angel had to say about her current teammates and think, yeah, I really want to go play with that energy? The reality is that most players aren't exactly lining up to play with someone who has absolutely no problem throwing them under the bus with 3 games to go in the season.